So I've been doing ceramics probably 20 to 25 years. It was part of the BFA program to learn every aspect of it, and I never touched clay before then, but it just clicked. So I went after the art, and that's where it all just kind of blossomed. I enjoy working with my hands, always have. It was fun to be able to play in the dirt again, you know, and make a shape that came up so quickly and easily. It's nice to be able to see what you're looking at, really see it and understand it. So that's been the ongoing, ever-present pleasure of art. I heard about the Pit Fire Festival, but I didn't know that there were bowls involved. And then when I found out that there were, I thought, oh, well, that'd be really cool to make 1,000 bowls. And it's not 1,000 bowls. If you're really good at it, maybe it's 1,200 bowls, because your mind wandered while you're throwing it, or you put a ding in the rim and you can't fix it. It dried too soon and now you can't trim it. It starts in your head to make a bowl. It has to start in your head. As talking to other people who have made it, they thought, well, I can make 50 a week. But then I said, and can you trim 50 a week and glaze 50 a week? And then that's a whole new thought that most people who take on this project don't think all the way through, that that's what you got to take into consideration too when you're time managing. I spent probably 6 months thinking about what I would make if I ever got the chance to make it. And so I finally decided I'll put myself out there and try it. Material itself is another challenge because not all clays are the same. They fire at different temperatures, and if you want more strength in them, they might have more grit in them, which is a problem if you're making 1,000 bowls, because grit holds up a whole lot better than flesh does. So after a while, you find out that your fingers are just raw. You have to take care of your hands. Really, centering it's the most difficult. You center it on the outside, but then you stick your hole in the middle just off, and it's not centered anymore. Or you've got both of those centered, but then when you pull the wall up, you pulled too quickly before it did a full revolution, and it's not centered anymore. Trimming is, there's no turning back if you make a mistake. But you have to concentrate on what you're doing and really look at the whole shape and not just trim the bottom, because the bottom's got to fit with the whole piece. So I trim as much as I can while it's still on the wheel. And then that makes a minimal amount of work by the time you just touch it up at the end. This was my design for the bowls. And then I put a dent in it, and that was purely an accident. And I thought, oh, but then I thought, you know what, I kind of like that. So I left it in there, and everybody likes it too. So the bowl is shaped like this egg. And finally, my scale became this. So I knew that this is the size it has to be when I make it to get to this. So it will shrink down to this size. Glazing is another challenge. You have a mental, or I do have a mental picture of what I like, but the problem is getting it. I tried a whole bunch of different glazes, combinations, and then finally came up with one that worked the best. But now it's finished. So I'm just happy with it. And it's turned out to be just a wonderful learning experience and a great lesson in time management.